This video is all about HASSELBLAD's new camera, the 100 megapixel medium format X2D 100C. I've got full leak specifications as well as photos of this remarkable camera. Details coming up, but first I encourage you to subscribe and choose all notifications so you're kept informed on the latest camera gear, news and rumors. Photo Rumors has outdone themselves, bringing us the full leak specifications for the HASSELBLAD X2D 100C medium format camera. But before we get to the specs, let's take a gander at some new leaked pics. This is a beautiful shot of the HASSELBLAD X2D from the side. And those flaps there, once we open that up, that's where we can put the storage cards in, one CF Express card and one SD card. I'll go into more detail about the storage specifications in a little bit because there's another treat I have for you. There's more storage other than what's indicated by the storage cards. And in this photo from the back, we can actually see the articulating rear screen. It's not a full flippy screen, but it does allow you to adjust the screen so that way if you're hunkered down or you need to take a shot from up high, it's going to allow you to do that. And this is a beautiful rendered image from the top. I just love the colors. I love that industrial design, that feeling of metal. But instead of using a red button, it's got a nice, beautiful orange or yellow. It's really kind of hard to tell the true color from the lighting here, but beautiful nonetheless, just absolutely beautiful. And of course, we can see that it's got an LCD screen right on the top. And another shot of the X2D from the top with a lens attached. This time the shutter button has a more of a golden color. And this time we can see it powered on with the LCD, and those fonts are nice and easy to read. Now, of course, these are some of the older shots. You can see the resolution isn't quite there. This isn't a rendered image, but this is another photo of the X2D. And of course, this final image shows the camera in what looks to be a white, or maybe it's just fully rendered. It's really hard to tell. But what's interesting is you can see two options for storage, an SD card slot and a CF Express Type B card slot. And now for the full leak specifications for the HASSELBLAD X2D 100C. These are a condensed version of what's available on Photo Rumors. I'm just going to cover up the key 15 points, but if you want to go see the full detailed leak specifications on the HASSELBLAD X2D, you can go to photorumors.com. So the first specification really shouldn't be any surprise. The X2D has a 100 megapixel sensor. It's a medium format backside illuminated sensor. And in terms of dynamic range, 15 stops of dynamic range, and it also has a 16-bit color depth. The autofocus system for the X2D is a phase detect autofocus system. It's actually 3 times faster than its predecessor, the X1D, and it has a 97% coverage area. And as far as the shutter goes, it's 65% faster. Now, as far as the speed, it's between 68 minutes to 1/4000th of a second, and that's using XCD lenses, and it's up to 1/800th of a second or 1/2000th of a second with HC or HCD lenses, and with the electronic shutter, it's 68 minutes to 1/6000th of a second. Certainly not as fast as a full frame or APS-C censored camera, but the medium format sensor has a lot more information that it has to move off. Sadly, we don't get blackout-free shooting, but we do get a 70% reduction in the blackout time. The HASSELBLAD X2D has in-body image stabilization. It's 5-axis and provides up to 7 stops. And as far as storage goes, when we were looking at this photo earlier, I showed you that it has one CF Express Type B card slot and one SD card slot. Now, the full specifications tell us a little bit more. It doesn't provide us any details on that SD card slot, but it does say that the CF Express Type B card slot is limited to a maximum of 512 gigabytes. Why so low, you ask? Well, it has an internal storage of 1 terabyte SSD right inside the camera, and that's why we have the limitation, because once you go over a certain amount, there are problems with, well, unless of course they put in a GPT partition table, right? So don't understand why they have these limitations imposed on the camera in terms of storage. And we don't know the details of the SSD. Is it SLC, MLC, TLC? We just don't know, but having 1 terabyte internal storage could certainly be a benefit to others. Me personally, as storage gets updated, I'd rather change out the storage than to have it built into the camera. But I don't know, what do you think? Would you prefer to have internal storage where you don't have to change out your cards? Or do you prefer having your own cards, and then as companies upgrade and come out with better and faster technology, as we've seen over the last 2 years, the increasing speeds for CF Express Type B card slots for both read and write have certainly increased. All right, now let's take a look at the LCD and the EVF. As you can tell by this image, It has a 3.6-inch touch tilt display. The EVF has a resolution of 5.76 million dots. And the operating temperature? Well, it's between -10 Celsius all the way up to 45 degrees Celsius, or 14 degrees Fahrenheit up to 113 degrees Fahrenheit. So what is the price and when is this camera going to be announced? Well, normally when we get a full list of specifications like this, along with images, we know that it's going to be imminent. And it is. It's going to be announced September the 7th, next Wednesday, for a price of, well, it'll be announced whether we'll be able to purchase it or just pre-order it. The price is going to be just under $8,000, so something like $7,999 for the HASSELBLAD X2D 100C. And sure, that might seem like a lot to you if you just have a full-frame mirrorless camera like the Canon EOS R5 for a much cheaper $3,900, or the A7 IV for around $2,500. But you see, this is a medium format camera. If we look at the Fujifilm VFX 100, it sells for around $10,000. So what's the big difference between these two cameras? They both have a 100 megapixel medium format sensor. Well, one thing is video. The X2D doesn't provide any video modes in any way whatsoever, unless of course this full list of specifications isn't completely full. Whereas the competition, the Fujifilm GFX 100, also a 100 megapixel medium format sensor, does provide 4K video modes. For those of you that have been looking for a camera that provides just stills capabilities, that doesn't increase the price by throwing in all these video modes, providing more hyped up, more built up processors and image sensors, well, maybe the HASSELBLAD X2D 100C is the right camera for you. But let me know in the comment section down below if you're interested in either of these two cameras and what you like about the GFX 100 versus the HASSELBLAD X2D. And if you're interested in purchasing the HASSELBLAD X2D when it goes on sale this coming Wednesday, September the 7th. But that's it for now. If you want to stay up to date on the latest camera news and rumors, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, but make sure you click all notifications. So that way when I publish a new video like this one here, you can stay up to date on the latest camera news and rumors because you'll get notified from YouTube. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.